Lesson we will study about the chemical equilibrium, what is chemical equilibrium, and how we can represent this chemical equilibrium in form of a graph. So first let us see what is the meaning of chemical equilibrium. So as we previously discussed, it is the stage of the reversible reaction. Stage. So I am talking about it is a stage of the reversible reaction at which the active masses of the reactant and the product become constant. In mixture, so in mixture the active mass of the reactant and product become mixture. What is the active mass? Active mass, you just like understand those masses present in the compound or reactant which is participating in the reactions. Like you take sugar, we are taking sugars, you take one sugar molecule and now you dissolve this sugar in water. So when you dissolve this sugar in water, what will happen? The surface, the amount of sugar, or you can say the concentration of sugar on the surface will only participate in the dissolving. So that molecules of sugar is called active mass, not inside the sugar molecule present in the sugar this mixture will participate. So the active mass means those masses which is participating in the reaction. So in this way we can say active mass of the reactant and product becomes constant in the mixture, and these active masses they do not change with time. And second thing, that rate of the forward reaction is equal to rate of the backward reaction, means the reaction which is also going in forward reaction and the reaction which is also going in the backward reaction. So these two reactions are going simultaneously and their rates are equal. Rates means concentration per unit time, concentration per unit time. So both rates are equal to each other. Or it is another way to explain, it is the state of reversible reaction at which the measurable properties like color, like density of the solution, or pressure or concentration are nearly unchangeable. Means the at equilibrium, this you cannot see any change in all these things. This will be totally same unless until it is disturbed. So it is noticed that when such a process is carried out in closed container, it is noticed that when such a process is carried out in closed container, means the container is fully closed, it appears that to stop after some time. Initially there will be a reaction take place, reactant is converted into product, but after some time we will see there is no change in the reaction, means the reaction has been stopped. But reactants are not completely consumed. This attainment of equilibrium is recognized by constancy of certain observable properties. So we can also recognize this reaction is reached an equilibrium by using some observable properties. So let us see which are the observable properties. Dissociation of calcium carbonate. So when this calcium carbonate dissociated, it will give you calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. So attainment of equilibrium is recognized by constancy of pressure. So in case of reaction between hydrogen iodide, the attainment of equilibrium is recognized by constancy of intensity of color for the reaction mixture. How? So initially the color of the reaction mixture is deep violet. So color reaction mixture means hydrogen plus iodine. So color of the iodine is deep violet. Iodine is large in quantity. So later intensity of color become decreased. Why? Because iodine is converted into hydrogen iodide. So after some time what happens? The color of the reaction mixture becomes constant. So we can see from this graph also here. So I have given this two graphs. So this is the concentration and this is the time. So what will happen? The reactant means HI, the HI is decreasing. So when this is decreasing, so what will happen? The same amount of product will increasing from here. So at some times it will increasing, and after some times they will reach after equilibrium, means HI will be converted into H2 plus I2 and H2 plus I2 will be also converted into product. So these two will be reached an equilibrium state. In terms of reaction rate and time we can write, so this is the H2 plus I2 which is converting into HI. So this is the backward reaction, you can see. So this is the backward reaction, this is the forward reaction. So this is the backward reaction and this is the forward reaction. So forward reaction, this is converted into product like H2 plus I2, again product is converted into HI, and after some times it will be constant each time. So this is again a state of equilibrium. So there are some other examples to understand the equilibrium. One is synthesis of ammonia by Haber's process. So in Haber's process, nitrogen is gas, hydrogen is gas, and is converting to ammonia. So this is the gas pressure and this is the time. So we can see this is the hydrogen, this is the nitrogen. So this is also decreasing, this is also decreasing. So after some times, when this is decreasing, immediately the formation of ammonia will take place, and after some times it will go up and we will get they will reach an equilibrium. So the speed will be constant to each other. So rate of forward action will be equal to rate of backward action. We can also draw in this form also. This is the gas pressure, this is time. So this is the nitrogen, this is the hydrogen. So nitrogen is, again you can see here, hydrogen more, nitrogen more. So again product is also decreasing. So this is your nitrogen, hydrogen increasing and product is decreasing. This is in terms of pressure. So this is your forward reaction, this is your backward reaction. So we can see here, this is the formation equilibrium and this is the dissociation equilibrium. Similarly, we can use in these terms of concentration also. So this is the time, this is the concentration. So this is the hydrogen, this is the ammonia, this is the nitrogen. So when these two are decreasing, so immediately ammonia is also increasing. So we can represent this nitrogen, hydrogen, ammonia in different type of equation. Now we can say this equilibrium is actually dynamic. So dynamic means let us take nitrogen plus hydrogen in one container. So in one container it is if you take nitrogen plus hydrogen, you will get the ammonia. Now you take another container, nitrogen, instead of hydrogen you take the isotope of hydrogen, that is deuterium. Now it will convert into ND3. Now you have two containers. So in these two containers, now you do mix these two containers in third container. So after reaction mixture, what will happen? After mixing these two gases at equilibrium, what will happen? So we can see the concentration of ammonia is still constant with passage of time. Means there will be no change in the concentration of ammonia. Why it happened? Because they have reached the dynamic equilibrium. So even after addition of these two gases, two reaction mixtures, there was the constancy of the concentration of ammonia. Now how we can analyze this thing? So with this we can analyze with the help of mass spectrometer. Mass spectrometer is an instrument to which help in measure the concentration of different type of molecules. So this mass spectrometer will help you which type of molecules was formed during the reaction mixture. So actually in reaction mixture it was found there was different type of gases. One was NH3, one was NH2D, one was NHD. Will be NHD2 and there will be ND3, and in terms of hydrogen there was H2, HD and D2. So it proves that forward and backward reactions are continuing even at equilibrium, and equilibrium is dynamic in nature. So let us take other examples like thermal decomposition of N2O4. So N2O4 is actually colorless. So what will happen when this will dissociate into two molecules of nitrogen dioxide completely, then it will become a dark brown at boiling point. But if you give the temperature less than boiling point, then what will happen? This NO2 which was converting into gas form, it will again convert into N2O4. Then there will be dynamic equilibrium, then it won't be completely dark brown. So we can understand this conversion of N2O4 into the NO2 from this picture. So we can see that this is the N2O4 in ice which is put in the ice bath. So this gas is totally colorless. But if you put same thing in room temperature, so in room temperature you take two different type of flask. So flask number A, flask number B. Then flask number A, what will happen? N2O4 will convert into NO2. Okay, so it will give us some color. Similarly, NO2, this flask contains NO2. So this is the NO2 which is present at which is in at boiling water. The boiling water means the temperature is 373 Kelvin. So this will convert into gas form. So this is completely reddish brown. But if you bring the temperature at 298 Kelvin at room temperature, so what will happen? This NO2 will convert to N2O4, means the color will become pale brown. The reddish brown will become pale brown in this also, and here it was colorless, it was also converted to pale brown. This shows that this equilibrium is dynamic. Reaction between hydrogen and iodine. So this is another example. Hydrogen when react with the iodine, it will give you two molecules of hydrogen iodide gas. So let us see through this graph. So in this graph we can see the concentration of reactant hydrogen plus iodine is decreasing, and on the other way when this start decreasing, the concentration of product is also increasing. So it is reaching this time. So it can be happen this also, this concentration can go up also. So both can be possible. So we have drawn here diagram also, we can see this. So at dynamic equilibrium the concentration of hydrogen iodide is increasing, but the concentration of dynamic hydrogen iodide is also increasing in up directions. So two type of graph is possible, this or this also. This depend on what type of concentration you have taken in the container. So this is the stage of equilibrium. They are the stage of the equilibrium. So now let us see some other examples. So when H2S is passed through acidic solution of cadmium chloride, yellow precipitate of cadmium sulfide is obtained. So cadmium sulfide plus H2O, it will give you cadmium sulfide plus 2HCl. So this is a colorless, it is converted to yellow. So when you add HCl, what will happen? This will convert, this yellow will convert into colorless. So this is a stage of equilibrium. Some other example, when BiCl3 is added in acidic water, a clear transparent solution is obtained. If water is added in it, the solution turns turbid. So this is BiCl3 plus water, and it will convert into turbidity. This is the BiOCl plus HCl. So on adding HCl in mixture, solution again turns transparent. Means again if you add HCl in this mixture, then turbidity will be decreased, and this we will get a one transparent solution. So these are the examples for practical examples of chemical equilibrium.